Let's have a look at the preview for the next match, which is going to happen on the 27th. This is the final match. In spite of India winning the series, it will happen in Rajkot. Zach, just a little bit on the match, because everyone was eyeing the big guns coming back for the third game. Where does it stand now, considering we've already won the series? Will the seniors say, like, let's just rest it out, or do you see them coming back in?
No, I think they're going to stick to the plan. That's why they announced it well in advance. Wanted to be very clear with the communication, as we've been talking about how good they've been with the communication. So they're going to stick to that. I think the squad coming in together is something which they want before the big one, and also in terms of playing 11, I don't think it's going to be the first playing 11 which you'll see in the World Cup. There'll still be options. They'll be figuring out. They will still be looking at who needs the game time, what they looking to achieve from this one last game. So all those things we'll have to wait and see. There is no point going in that direction. I think Prasidh Krishna will play. He should play. You'll have to see how they go on looking at Shami. He's played 2 games. Whether he is going to be playing, Bumrah is going to be back. So whether he needs more game time or not, that's something which will be discussed. But I'm going in with a very open mind right now. That whatever they do, I think they've ticked many boxes. And they're looking very well prepared for this World Cup. So sitting pretty, the series is also over there, so that regard also not a lot of pressure on that front. So they have this luxury of maybe continuing with the same process, trying few guys, giving some opportunity. If someone needs a break, they can still look at that mental break and achieve that and be ready for the World Cup.
DK, when we do plays and their live plays, we have a complete dress rehearsal with sound and costume and everything, but this is like the final rehearsal before the big play. Do you see them playing? Zach says he won't be surprised if they will change around and not play the 11. Do you see the India putting forward their playing 11? Ruturaj Gaikwad moves to the Asian Games.
I do think when it comes to the third game, the fact that they need to play the first practice match on the 30th is probably why they are assembling around the 26th, 27th. It's not a case in point of them trying to win a game of cricket, because they've already won the series. And even if it hadn't happened, I don't think they would have gone in with a full throttle side. It'll be because they need to get to the World Cup, and they'll probably travel straight from Rajkot to Guwahati, which is where they're playing the first game, and hence they're assembling there. I have a feeling when I look at this team that there will be a few changes for sure. I have a feeling Shubman Gill could be rested. Rohit Sharma will probably come back in. The others probably will just stay the course. There are 2 areas, more than trying to figure out what the 11 is. I think the 2 major areas for Team India to look into would be Ravindra Jadeja trying to get a good hit in the middle, so he might be promoted and given the opportunity to bat, and Shardul Thakur with the ball. These are the only 2 areas which they would be really keen on looking and making sure that they get enough game time.
We'll have a look at Australia's squad, because like we just said, Australia has a whole lot of things that they want to figure out. So can we probably presume that we'll see a stronger 11 coming who will be going into the World Cup? Like a Stark wasn't fully feeling fit, Maxwell had just arrived. So can we presume that they'll be in, Zach?
Yeah, once again, I mean, if there are no forced changes, then they would want Maxwell to be part of it. They would want Mitchell Stark to be part of it if they're ready. So those 2 changes for sure right away you can see. And a bit more discussion around the batting approach and the conditions and what kind of things they want to achieve from that. Whether they want to try a few things at the top, whether they want to go a bit more conservative, or how they want to approach, whether they want to bat first, go back to batting first, or sticking to bowling first. All those kind of discussions I think will be taking shape, because for World Cup, like we said, for Australia coming in and playing this series, it was more about adapting to the conditions, figuring those finer things, if at all. Spin is definitely going to be a concern, so they'll definitely be taking this game as just an anticipatory game for World Cup situation. If similar kind of pitch they have to encounter on, then what can they do differently? Whether they want to go conservative in their approach with the new ball, or they want to go hard at the new ball. Steven Smith is going to be that important cog in that setup if they have to do that conservative approach. So you might not see him flashing hard at the new ball. He might just take his time at the top. So those kind of things I think are going to be the main discussions around in that Australian camp.
DK, if you had to pick one player from each team, who do you think is going to stand out in Rajkot?
I'm very keen to see how our Ashwin goes in Rajkot. I think it'll be a very good game for him. Again, slightly bigger ground, bigger dimensions, more bounce. So we might see him picking up a few wickets. And when it comes for Australia, I genuinely wish I get to see Glenn Maxwell. I think he's been out of action for far too long. He's a superstar for Australia. And it'll be good to see him come back and do something special for Australia.
Zach, for you?
For me, Mitchell Starc, I think if he plays the next one, he was having a bowl in the middle today when we were watching the game. So if he's fit and ready to go, if he's playing, it will be great to watch him bowl. And from Indian side, I think Shreyas Iyer, how he goes on about continuing with the form and the innings which he played today, that is something everyone will be very keenly observing.